welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, I read tarot intuitively, and today we're doing another timeless pick a card reading on who were you in your past life and how is this past life of yours significantly affecting you right now. So we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, we have the King of Shekinah. Pile number 2, we have the Knight of Alchemists. Pile number 3, we have Death. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. And I will see you guys in your reading. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My Instagram and my email ID is given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And I will see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hey, pile number 1, if you chose the King of Shekinah card, this is going to be your reading on who were you in your significant past life and how is your significant past life affecting you. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family, help me tap into who was pile number 1 in their significant past life that is currently affecting them. Who was pile number 1 in their significant past life? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family, call upon you to help me tap into pile number 1's past life. Who was pile number 1 in their past life? Thank you for the clear, concise messages, spirit, angels, ancestors. Who was pile number 1 in their past life? Okay, pile number 1, we have the Knight of Swords, we have the Emperor, we have the Moon card, 9 of Pentacles, Knave of Swords, the Death card, 2 of Swords, 4 of Wands and 2 of Cups. So who you were in your past life, pile number 1, you were most likely a nobility, you were most likely a very noble person in your past life. And I'm using an Egyptian deck, so you could very much identify as having a past life in Egypt. And I feel your soul has been reincarnated on Earth quite a few times. You know, I feel your soul has existed since the beginning of time itself, you know, but the most significant past life you've probably had has been in Egypt. And what I'm getting here is you were definitely nobility of some sort. You were either a knight, and what I'm really picking up here is you were definitely a warrior. Like, I think you are someone who has gone into battle in your past life, and you're definitely someone who has like a horrible temper, to be very honest. But I think you naturally understand that anger is bad and it can never truly lead to anything good. And I think this comes from your past life because you've seen a lot of violence in this past life of yours. You've definitely experienced a lot of violence in this past life. And that is why you may turn a blind eye to most people, even though you have like a horrible temper, is what I'm getting here right away. So just know that that is coming from your significant past life, probably in Egypt. And you were very successful in this past life. You were able to conquer a lot of things. And you had enough money in this past life for sure. But what I'm significantly picking up here is I feel there has been some sort of betrayal in your past life. I think pile number 1, you're someone who finds it really difficult to trust people. And I know most people find it difficult to trust people, but I feel you more so ever. You know, you may be very picky. You may be very picky about the kind of friends you have or even the romantic interests you have. And I feel despite being picky, you always seem to choose the wrong one. And I'll tell you the reason for that. I'm picking up also a very heavy twin flame energy. So you need to know that most of your relationships have not worked out because you do have a twin flame that you most likely will reunite with in this past life. And in this past life in Egypt, you were with the same twin flame of yours. You definitely also had a child. You had a very comfortable home. But I'm also sensing that there has been a lot of distance and separateness. So when you would go for wars or when you would go out to conquer things, you wouldn't really be near your loved one. And what I'm picking up here is you were definitely a man in this past life. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, or anything in the middle in this life, but you were definitely a man in your past life. And you were very much in your divine masculine energy. And what I'm also getting here is, despite having like a beautiful home, a beautiful child, a beautiful wife, at the end you were betrayed. You were very much betrayed in this past life. I feel that there was some sort of faction that happened and you sort of bore the brunt of it. You know, I feel I'm definitely picking up there has been some betrayal which you did not expect. And I feel a lot of y'all in pile number 1, you've died on the battlefield. That's why you really don't see the point of violence. I think in your past life, I think you probably have your south node in any of the air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. So this past life of yours in Egypt is definitely weighing on your this life, and we'll get into how is this life affecting you also. But I think you died in your past life experiencing the joy of the domestic life, so to speak. You know, you were able to achieve great things at all levels of your life. You know, you were a good son, you were a great warrior, you were a great husband. But despite it all, you died with a bad taste in your mouth because of the betrayal that you faced. And I think you also had a lot of fear about your wife and your child because you definitely passed away before them in this past life of yours. And I feel there has been one significant individual who betrayed you. And I feel this person is also present in your current life. This person may be an ex-friend, an ex-lover, or even a parent who is highly narcissistic. And this is a very two-sided, two-faced individual, and I need you to know that. I feel a lot of y'all will know who this is in your life. Most of y'all don't. So Spirit is saying, be cautious. There's nothing to be afraid of, but be cautious, because there is something incomplete over here with that person in this past life. And I'm sure they're very much harassing you in your this life as well. And this person's tactics are smokescreen and confusion and delusion. And I think this person himself or herself is very delusional, and they sort of expect you to believe in their delusion is what I'm getting. This person definitely created a lot of delays and confusion in your past life. But despite it all, you very much had a good past life over here is what I'm picking up. And I think you died with a lot of honor, even if you died on a battlefield. You know, you really died with honor, and there is no way to gaslight suffering. But even with this King of Shekinah card, what I'm getting here is you died with honor. And you died sticking to your ideals and your beliefs and your moral ethics, which is very respectable. And I feel that has very much carried forward. You've sort of carried forward that into your present life as well. So you definitely had a very glorious death, so to speak, over here. And I think you very much still have this sacrificial nature. I feel you may be martyr at times to a lot of people. So stop doing that. I feel a lot of y'all need to stop being a martyr, because you've done that enough. And you've sort of perfected yourself from suffering. King of Shekinah is all about perfecting yourself through suffering. There is glory in suffering. And we need to do our best to eliminate suffering and eliminate grasping at all levels. But what suffering does, it has a function spiritually. It has a function even in yogic philosophy, you know. Your suffering helps you not be ignorant. And I feel that was a very, very big lesson you learned in your past life, and you're sort of carrying that into your this present life. You know, you definitely still contain this warrior spirit within you. Yeah. And you're a natural born leader, and just know your leadership skills are also coming from this past life. So I want to shuffle more tarot and see, how is this past life affecting you? Okay, so we have 10 of Wands, 6 of Cups, the Hermit, the Sun, and Strength. So like I said, you know, I feel a lot of y'all are being martyrs. I feel a lot of y'all are just okay taking on other people's problems, things that truly don't concern you and don't need to concern you. And I feel a lot of y'all need to learn to have boundaries. A lot of y'all need to take less. You know, I feel you are the kind of people who would still be friendly with an ex-friend or a lover, or you know, still deal with a narcissistic parent just because you have to. Let me tell you, you don't have to deal with anyone anymore. And the generosity you show to others, you need to show to yourself. And I'm telling y'all, you know, we have 6 of Cups, which very much confirms what I was saying, you know. Definitely, pile 1, you have a twin flame. And if you already aren't with this person, you very much have the opportunity to be with this person in this present life. So if you're single and heartbroken, just know that this person is coming for you, and that is the reason most of your relationships haven't worked out. But in this past life, in this life, you're definitely going to come together and complete all the incomplete things of your past life. And I feel that specifically has to do with raising children. And I know not everyone in pile 1 may want children. So just know that it is sort of in your destiny over here to have kids. Even if right now you feel you don't want to have kids. Just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. I feel a lot of y'all are introverts. Or you may not even be an introvert. You may be an ambivert. And you know, you have introverted phases. But just know that, give yourself the space and the boundary, and indulge yourself in your introversion. Because I feel a lot of y'all may be getting certain answers and downloads, and I feel a lot of y'all may be channeling things from your past life. You know, you would be the kind of person, you would somehow always know what to say, and even you don't know where your wisdom comes from. It is coming from this past life, where you were like a general warrior, you know. And I feel a lot of y'all have a lot of burdens right now, and I really want you to know that a lot of burdens that you're carrying right now, and I feel a lot of y'all may even suffer from mental health. Just know that the depth of your sadness is not just something from this life. You're very much carrying that from your past life over here. You know, so really give yourself the space to unravel. You know, that sort of makes sense with the Hermit card over here. You really need to have deep periods of isolation where you will get answers. You know, not a lot of people can be alone. You know, a lot of people, if they are alone, they would go mad. You know, a lot of weak people need to be surrounded by people at all times. But you are not that kind of a person. You don't need constant validation. It's because, you know, you've held your own in an actual battlefield in your past life. And I feel the reason you're not happy right now, I feel, is a lot to do with you clearing out this karma, a lot of this karma from your past life. You know, I feel you may feel guilty easily, and just know your guilt is also coming from your past life, where you've probably killed a lot of people in battle. You know, and you sort of had to, it became a duty of yours, so you sort of had to suppress your empathy. And I feel that is very much the case in this life as well. You know, so a lot of y'all need to focus on having more compassion, not just for yourself, but for others. And the more you allow yourself the forgiveness and compassion, the more your heart will grow. Your heart chakra is very much in the process of growing right now. And heart chakra awakenings can be very painful. Your heart chakra will not develop unless you go through shit. I'm just being very real over here. So just know that the dark night of your soul will come to an end. You know, you will be sort of glorified in your suffering over here. And I feel a lot of y'all don't even know how you find the strength to keep going on, you know. And I feel you've seen quite a lot of shit in this life, you know. But I think what you need to understand is the reason you can still go on, there is something truly there. You know, there is a higher force carrying you forward. And having strength is not feeling fear. Having true strength is, regardless of feeling the fear, you know, going forward with what you have to do anyway. And I feel a lot of y'all are meant to be seen in this life. You're meant to have the spotlight on you. You may be a tarot reader, astrologer, or any kind of a content creator, or even if you're someone who works behind the scenes or camera, you know, I really just want you to know you're very much meant to be seen, and you're very much meant to be a leader here. Even if you have a 9-to-5 job, you're meant to lead people. You very much have it in your soul, so to speak, over here, you know. And the more you find strength to keep going on, the more happy you will be. You know, we have the Sun card, which is the happiest card in the tarot deck, right? So you have a lot of happiness that you're owed in this life because of all the hard work you've done in your past life as well. So keep going. You know, I think you're almost there. But the biggest lesson for you right now is going to be to unburden yourself. Have boundaries. Learn to say no. Learn to really say no, especially to people you still want to be in your life, because people who are truly meant to be in your life, they will understand the importance of having boundaries, and these would not be the kind of people that would violate it, you know. So keep going forward and try to take on less problems of others, and really just give yourself the love and nurturing and the deep tender care that you give others, you know, because I think what is truly lacking here is you're not able to give yourself the love. And I feel this is also related to you still not meeting your twin flame, because let me tell you, even a twin flame relationship can be more triggering than loving, to be very honest. And I feel a lot of y'all may even find nirvana samadhi in this life. You know, I feel this may very much be a last life, at least on earth, at least in this dense dimension. And you very much will be glorified, and I feel your soul is going to ascend to a higher plane of existence, you know. So truly make the most of being on earth. And I think what you truly need to focus on is your happiness. And I just want you to know that what makes you happy right now may not even make you happy in the next 10 days. So be respectful of how dynamic you can be, and truly respect that, you know. Allow yourself to not like things anymore that you once liked, and being okay with that. I feel someone truly needs to hear that, because I think even in your past life you were always the bigger person, so you would just sort of be okay with most things. So it's okay not to be okay with some things, you know. It's okay to want to indulge at times, you know. You don't have to be so strict with yourself. Yeah. Pull an oracle. Anything I missed here? For pile number 1. Too many cards, but we'll take this and this. And I want to take this. So we have luminescence, stepping through and reclaim your energy. So first I'll read luminescence. When we journey through life from our hearts, it illuminates the darkness, illusion drops away, and we see what is real. Consider the parts of yourself you may not be accepting. You may be experiencing inner dissonance due to what you are trying to push away. This card is about self-love, deep, compassionate, unconditional love that brings you into wholeness. Luminescence means essence of light. Nothing shines like a heart emanating with love. You can shine through the shadows most gracefully when there is no fear within. accept all your shades to allow more light and love inside you and out of your world. And wasn't I just talking about a heart chakra awakening? So thank you so much for the confirmation, Spirit. So I feel a lot of your focus is external. You know, I feel you're just putting a lot of energy into other people who will not even bother with you in a few months, few years. And somewhere you validate yourself because you feel you're not deserving to be invested in, and that's why you don't even invest in yourself, and you don't even attract the kind of people who want to invest in you. But this will change the more you allow your heart to expand. And it can only expand through love, compassion for yourself and people who hurt you. I'm not saying you have to forgive people for them. You only have to forgive other people so you don't hold on to the resentment and it doesn't block your manifestations. You know, so it's a pretty good deal to choose to have real compassion in your heart. And I feel you're sort of coming out of the dark night of the soul here, you know. I feel you're a natural healer as well, and I don't even think most of y'all may identify as that. But keep your eyes on the prize and keep going for it. We have stepping through. Step in and step up all those dreams or projects you have been resisting. Now is the time to start, even if it is just one small element to the big picture. No more excuses or tomorrows. Whatever you have been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You may feel a little outside your comfort zone, but that is where the magic is. You may need to plot a course, invent a way through, or take a leap. Break it down. Allow the puzzle to come together piece by piece to a courageous act of making a start. So, I feel a lot of you are pushing your own priorities and focusing on other people. And this again very much ties in with you not feeling worthy subconsciously. You are worthy. You always have been. And you don't have to overextend yourself and overcompensate through anything to even have eyes on you. And the right people will have their eyes on you for the right reasons. You know? So I feel a lot of you just need to start doing. You very much have a very divine masculine within you. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female or anything in the middle in this life. You still have a role as a divine masculine to fulfill as a part of your destiny over here. And the more you just let go and let God, the easier it will be for you. You know, so I feel a lot of you may be in transitions of careers as well, where you sort of are finally ready to leave something you've always had to do for something you want to do. You know, so just really go for it is what I'm saying, because you're almost there. You know, it's already yours. You've already won. And, you know, knowing that as spoiler alert, you can just take your time to climb up, you know, and make it worthwhile and fun. You know, we have the sun card, you know. So you are going to find the happiness not in the destination, but in the journey. And do not even let the destination ruin the joy of the very spiritual journey you're taking on earth right now. And we have reclaim your energy. Our energy is our responsibility. And how we give it away becomes a conscious choice as we step into empowerment. And yes, it is possible to restore the fragments of self we gave away before we came to this awareness. You have the power to own your energy and choose where you direct it. If you're not at your optimal vibration, consider the core of why this may be. Detach from depleting influences, boost positivity. It is up to you to make the shift. Transform your life by choosing healing and self-empowerment. Kickstart the upward spiral to abundant energy and soul presence. Beautiful. So, I think this is very, very self-explanatory, you know. You've never truly lost a part of yourself, even though you may have transformed. You know, you are the kind of people who would benefit from going through deep transformations. So, you need to just focus on feeling complete within yourself at any given time. You're very much complete within yourself, and even relating to the twin flame journey, you know, the only way to truly successfully unite with your twin would be to feel complete within yourself. You know, you're not going to come together and complete one another. You both are really complete and coming together and creating something grander. And I feel you really need to keep this in mind as you pursue new love, especially with your twin flame when they pop into your life, because they will. And I'm sensing that they're rather very close to you right now. So also just focus on grounding your energy. I feel a lot of y'all need to earth your energy. You may be very stuck in your head. So there's no point, you know, there's truly no point worrying. So get into your emperor mode and just know you've truly got this. Even if you're very alone right now, you know, you very much are like the universe. You know, you can create everything out of nothing. And let me tell you, not everyone has this power, but you do. Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number 1s. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hey, pile number 2, if you chose the Knight of Alchemists card, this is going to be a reading on who were you in your significant past life and how is that past life affecting you. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family, help me tap into who was pile number 2 in their significant past life that is currently affecting their life right now. Who is pile number 2 in their past life, spirit? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family. We thank you for beautiful, accurate messages, for always guiding us, especially when we need it the most. Who is pile number 2 in their significant past life? Okay, pile number 2, we have 3 of Wands, we have 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, Knight of Swords, 6 of Wands, the Lovers, Temperance, Knight of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. So who you were in your past life, you were definitely an alchemist. This past life of yours was somewhere during the Middle Ages, is what I'm getting. I feel you've also seen certain plagues in this past life of yours. And I feel you are the kind of person who would really enjoy really high fantasy kind of shows. Like you would probably watch something like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, or be very geeky about things like that. And I want you to know, or even if you're not into things like that, you could just be into practicing magic or something like that. Just know that there's a deeper reason why you have the kind of interests that you do. And I feel especially for you, pile number 2, all your interests are very indicative of your past life. And I feel in this past life, you were very concerned with alchemizing. You were definitely an alchemist, and you were very much focused on the Philosopher's Stone. And you spent a major chunk of your past life. Again, I'm getting that you may have been a woman in your past life. And you spent majority of your chunk of this life trying to purify yourself over and over again. You know, you sort of understood that in order to get to the Philosopher's Stone, you sort of have to start within yourself. You sort of have to purify yourself. And you spend, again, majority of your life trying to balance yourself out. And I feel you may be very spiritual right now, or even if you're not very spiritual, I feel you sort of have to tap into that part of yourself, because it is very much hidden from you right now, and it is hidden for a reason. And the more you progress and get older, the more lessons you accumulate, the more of your hidden knowledge from your past life will be revealed to you. And I feel you were very rich in this past life of yours. You know, you had money, you had everything, but you were still not very happy in this past life, because you knew that there's a way to break the matrix, and you knew that the matrix is not it. even though everyone around you was so engulfed in the matrix. You know, so you very much had this part of yourself that didn't fit in. And you very much had a higher calling that you answered in your past life. And at one point in your past life, you definitely walked away. You definitely walked away from being comfortable because, and I'm seeing a lot of Mercury, you know, so I feel you may have your South Node in Gemini or Virgo, or even in this life, you could have very prominent Gemini Virgo placements. But I just truly want you to know that you're very much going to carry forward the work of your alchemy that you did in your past life in this present life as well. And you're meant to affect a lot of people in the process. You know, so you're very much meant to influence the collective in some shape, way or form. You know, I feel a lot of you are meant to be seen over here. So if you're afraid of the spotlight, you better like at least get ready to embrace it. Because it may take you some time, but it will come to you naturally, you know. I'm picking up a lot of content creator energy over here. And again, what I'm getting here is the problem in your past life was you were way too comfortable. You sort of had everything handed to you. And I feel in this life, you don't exactly come from a lot of money, or you haven't had a lot growing up compared to the other people around you. You know, and I feel you purposely have been put into situations where people have more than you, because what that is supposed to do is it's really supposed to help you let go of just this need to indulge that you had in your past life because you just had so many things, which also sort of distracted you from your alchemical work. And you also need to know that if you don't come from money, you do have ancestral wealth that you will inherit. But you will only inherit this the more you follow your spiritual calling. I feel a lot of y'all are not meant to have a worldly job. And eventually, you will be forced. You will very much be forced into your spirituality. You know, so before that happens, you might as well at least dip your toes in it. And I feel divine timing is very much at play over here, you know. I feel a lot of y'all are balancing out a lot of karma. And the more you balance out the karma, the more of your spiritual knowledge will be accessible to you, because you will have proven that you will not misuse any of this divine knowledge and wisdom that you have, because you're meant to, again, I said, you're meant to influence the collective in some sort of way, shape, form. I feel a lot of y'all may even get fame of this. So I feel a lot of y'all need to stop conforming. A lot of y'all just need to stop conforming into everyday things. You know, you're meant to stand out. And this is very much linked to your past life. And we have the Temperance card, you know, so a lot of y'all just need to know that you're very, very protected. You know, I feel a lot of y'all have insecurities about money. That is just coming to me for some reason. You know, you very much have insecurities about money in this life. But the more you just take a leap of faith and follow your intuition and your calling, and just know that you will know exactly when to do what, and that you will be held regardless of what happens, the easier it will become for you to just carry forward all this hard work that you've done in your past life of balancing yourself out. You're very much supposed to conclude the mysteries that you almost uncovered in your past life, where, and what I'm also getting in this past life of yours, you probably had a sickness that led you to a relatively early death, which didn't let you complete your great work. You may very much have an autoimmune disease, even in this life is what I'm getting. You may have arthritis or something along those lines, or even diabetes I'm getting for some of you all. So just know that your sickness and your disease is not going to have any power over you unless you give it. And I want you to understand that you're in the final stage. And I feel a lot of y'all made this might as well be the last life you may have, the last incarnation you may have on earth. And the more you accept this and truly step into your role as the alchemist that you truly are, you know, the easier it will become for you, and money will also come. But you're meant to have deep transformations in this life. I really want you to know that. Pull some tarot more and see, how is this past life affecting pile number 1? Pile number 2. You may have some messages in pile number 1. You may want to see that. Maybe that's another past life of yours. How is this significant past life affecting your life? So we have 8 of Wands, Justice, Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and 2 of Cups. I just truly want you all to know that if you're suffering right now, you're very much balancing out karma. I feel in your past life, at some point, you had to do ethically corrupt, morally corrupt things to survive. Despite having enough money. And I think you did this for love. I don't even think you did this for money. You know? I feel you were very much deceived in your past life, and that is also very much the reason where, despite what you do, all your friendships, relationships don't end well. And just know that you will attract the right kind of person when you clear a lot of this karma that you're meant to clear. Because you're very much here to clear some karma. And the more you clear this karma, the faster the abundance will come in. You know, you will definitely get more opportunities to make your money. And I feel a lot of you all are struggling with money right now. But just know that money and love will come together. You're going to get your blessings in twos. And I feel a lot of you all will also go through a glow up. I feel a lot of you all have body dysmorphia. I feel a lot of you all are struggling with self-identity issues, gender issues, things along those lines. So, I'm saying your suffering has purpose. I know that's not what people want to hear, but your suffering does have purpose. And what you're doing is you're transmuting your soul to a lighter frequency and density. And the more you do this, the more you start walking in your North Node, you will attract a soulmate and you will attract the kind of money you want. Because what you're doing is you're basically finding the way out of the labyrinth, which is the matrix, which is the human body, which is the human mind, which is the human soul. You know, you very much subconsciously understand that you are not your body, you are not your thoughts. Even though at one plane of existence you are. You sort of understand that there are moving parts. And they're rather subtle to really point out. You know? And I feel a lot of you all may even want to start practicing yoga. Because what's going to happen in this life is, you will eventually, I'm not even saying yoga, you could eventually find just any modality of spirituality, any sort of spiritual practice which will help you get the answers that you want. And the more you get the answers for yourself, you will sort of influence other people as well. You know, so your gifts are going to grow the more you share them. Someone needs to hear that in pile number 2. And I feel you may feel very stuck, you may feel things are not moving for you, but the more you address this, and the more you accept this, things will happen for you much faster, much faster than you think. Opportunities in love and money, both of them. And you will eventually understand why things had to happen the way they did. Because you don't feel you have all the answers right now, but just know the answers are coming. I'm also seeing a lot of Mercury for some reason, so I feel Mercury is very important for someone in this pile. Yeah. Shuffle some oracle. Any additional messages for pile number 2 that I missed here, Spirit? Okay, take these. We have healing, awakened awareness, root chakra, and vulnerability. Let's start with healing. The Lemurians were healers, naturally intuitive and accustomed to navigating energy-based realities. We all have natural healing abilities that are advanced when we deepen our energetic awareness. When we perceive the world beyond the more well-known senses, we start to receive information and wisdom different from that which stems from intellect. By tapping into life force, consciousness, and using this abounding energy alongside focused intention, we realize that anything is possible. Extend the margins of your awareness. Revisit a situation from which a broader perspective or a higher vibration within a focus on healing. Perhaps the issue is simply an outdated or a limiting perception placement. You have the ability to align to a fresh and a new timeline inspired by wholeness. So what you're doing is you're making quantum leaps as you heal yourself, and this is a confirmation that you will eventually find a form of spirituality that is just going to work for you, and you will be able to heal yourself through it and therefore heal others through it as well. Even if you have a very worldly job, it doesn't matter, you know. So I think your priority needs to be healing. Awakened awareness. There are many levels of awakening. Keep learning and putting yourself into situations where you can grow. Stay aligned with your inner guidance and do what you love to keep your vibe high. Seek not instant pleasure but substantial and sustainable joy. Eat healthily, keep your body active, and have life goals, but with enough space to hear the answers to your prayers. Find a unique way to connect to the divine inside you, not as an external seeking but as a receptive allowing. Be inspired to see the question at hand with a different perspective. Look between the lines for a deeper interpretation. So what I'm getting here is third eye awakening, and you almost feel you're going crazy when your third eye is opening. And this again sort of confirms that you will have many more awakenings, and I think the only thing truly holding you back right now in your current life is the sort of limiting beliefs you have set on yourself because of everything you have absorbed from others. You very much may be an empath, and a lot of your journey as an empath is to unlearn everything that you've learned, because most of it was just lies. Most of it was just projections of other people who truly never wanted to live their reality. But you do. You have the balls to live your reality here, and the more you push away these self-limiting beliefs, you won't just be clearing a lot of this ancestral karmic baggage, but you will be making quantum leaps, which is very, very powerful. Let me tell you, not most people can do this. You know, this is a very big superpower to have, and you may not even realize this about yourself. Someone in pile 2 needs to hear this. You're very, very powerful. And we have the root chakra. This image speaks of finding home within yourself, a sense of deep inner peace and a strong sense of grounding and being centered. And again, I feel you may not have enough material things at times in this life, and that very much has a reason. You don't have the things you think you want, and what you're supposed to do there is you're truly supposed to find a way to feel complete regardless of what you have or you don't have, and just know that you were complete all along. Here you can fly free from the grips of survival into a place of thriving. There is trust, connection to community, and you can rely on others and joyfully understand your responsibilities in return. You are held and have strong foundation for all aspects of life. With your guard down, you have the tools to ride the waves if you need. Everything is okay. Sort of talking about the root chakra and feeling enough regardless of where you are. You are a home within yourself. You're complete within yourself. And the more you focus on that and not so much on what is happening externally, the more you're able to ground and center yourself regardless of whether the wheel of fortune is going up or down for you. That's when you will truly find the balance of the alchemist. And you will sort of be completing all the hard work that you've done in your past life. It's up to you to let it culminate into this life. And I would say it's rather good to be accountable and responsible than to just have to waste your life away. Right? And we have vulnerability, of course. When we are truly honest with ourselves in all our facets, we are vulnerable. That honesty is an important step in discovering our shadow and bringing them into light for healing. When we share our vulnerabilities with others, we allow them a glimpse into a deeper part of ourselves. Be vulnerable with yourself and others. It may be a time to step into the role of a healer and hold space. Holding space means being fully present without judgment in a way that provides a safe and a nurturing environment. Here the guards are dropped, a deeper level of awareness and relating can unfold and profound healing can take place. So I feel a lot of this life, you purposely have been put into situations with people who betrayed you and backstabbed you, and this is sort of again a carry forward from your past life. And I think that you need to understand that the biggest flex and the biggest fuck you to everyone who has ever hurt you is to still maintain a soft heart, a tender heart, because you have that. You very much have a tender heart that you have walled, I think, and I don't even blame you for walling your heart, going through the experiences that you've gone through. You never want to trust anyone again. You would rather want to be alone than to have to ever deal with another human being. I totally understand how you feel, but just know that the greatest way is love. There is no frequency higher than love, and the more you align yourself and feel complete within yourself, you will naturally magnetize yourself to your soulmate and your soul tribe, because you're not meant to be loved by everyone. You're not for everyone, pile number 2. And the more you understand this and take pride in that, the stronger you would feel within yourself, because you need strength right now to get through the adversities that you have, because they are exactly what you need to grow, and no one ever grows by being comfortable. And you would know this from your past life, I feel. So honestly, just gaslight yourself about everything bad happening in your life, and just know that it does have a greater reason and purpose, even though you don't see it right now. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's totally worthwhile and worth it. Why be consumed by your fears endlessly? Wouldn't you rather just tackle them? And that's what you need to do. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. It's not a problem. It's only a problem when you make it a problem. But yes, prepare yourself for a deep transformation, and it's not even going to be the last. You're going to keep having these transformations till the very end, so brace yourself, pile number 2. Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number 2s. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Okay, pile number 3, if you chose the Death card, this is going to be who were you in your significant past life, and how is that past life affecting you right now? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family. Help me tap into who is pile number 3 in their past life. Who is pile number 3 in their significant past life? and how is this past life affecting them in their current life. We thank you for the accurate guidance and messages. Thank you for always guiding us, especially when we need it the most. Okay, pile number 3, we have the Fool. We have 5 of Swords, 3 of Cups, the Chariot, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, 8 of Wands, Page of Cups, and Ace of Wands. So what I'm really getting here, pile number 3, is you were most likely a woman in the medieval times. And you were not just a woman, you were a witch. And I'm getting goosebumps, so that is just a clarification. Thank you, Spirit. You were definitely a witch in your past life, and we are using the Murder of Crows tarot, so if you have a lot of birds gravitating towards you, especially magpies, crows, ravens, just know that this relationship you have with birds comes from your life, your past life in the medieval times. And needless to say, in this life, you very much were an undercover witch. And I think in your early life, in your past life, you were very easygoing, you didn't really have boundaries, because the way you perceived the world was not separate from who you are. And this is very important, and I feel this beautiful way of perceiving the world you're carrying forward in this lifetime as well. You could very much be highly empathetic, highly psychic, highly intuitive, and most of the times you don't even understand why people do the kind of things that they do. And the reason you have been put into some horrible situations is precisely for you to learn why people do the kind of things that they do, which would not come to you naturally. And I feel you managed to be an undercover witch for a very, very long time in your past life. And I would say it was a coven. You were not a solitary witch, at least in the beginning. You eventually became a solitary witch, but you were a practitioner and you had fellow practitioners with you. And I feel in this past life, you didn't really have your parents around you either. Or I feel one of your parents was missing. So you definitely had a lot of struggles in this past life of yours, and you learned and gained a lot of wisdom in this past life, in the medieval times. And I feel a lot of you all are my channelers, my tarot readers, my astrologists in this life. Or you practice yoga, you teach yoga, Tai Chi, something along those lines, Reiki even. You could be a Reiki grandmaster. Just know all these gifts are coming from your past life. And I feel a lot of y'all may be very emo, and you may not even want to admit that you're very emo, but you are. And I want you to firstly acknowledge your sadness, and just know that the kind of depression and anxiety you feel, it is coming from your past life. It is coming from your inability to understand why you were persecuted. Because I feel eventually in this past life you were persecuted, and it wasn't nice. I think people eventually realized that you were a witch, and they didn't take very kindly to that. But despite that, I think you had to move. I think you were moving cities, towns. You were on the run. You were on the run in your late 20s, 30s, and even 40s, And I feel that is why you sort of don't feel as if you truly belong anywhere, because, and you can't even find home in your parents, your family, your friends, your lovers, and you somehow somewhere feel that there's something missing. And it is coming from this deep loss that you felt in your past life. So the next time you feel sad, anxious, just acknowledge that the sadness you're feeling is not just yours, It is coming from your past life. It is coming from the people you have been in your past. And I feel at times you had to resort to some rather devious ways just to protect yourself, I feel you were going around hexing people, to be very honest, and I don't blame you. You had to protect yourself, and I feel in this life you may you may feel very guilty to stand up for yourself, and just know that it is coming from your past life struggles. But despite all of it, you still maintain a tender heart, and you have the ability to maintain a tender heart regardless of what happens to you. And I feel you really need to know that somewhere in pile number 3. Nothing can be taken away from you, because you are who you've always been, and you've always been complete within yourself. You have a deep knowing. There's no way to say it. You definitely have a deep knowing, and it comes from all this amazing knowledge that you have acquired in your past life. And I feel the more you go through different spiritual awakenings, the more of this hidden knowledge will be accessible to you. I feel you may have a lot of 12th house prominent placements, and 12th house placements can be not fun for the person who has them, because a lot of that is you coming here to clear a lot of the karmic baggage that you have accumulated in a lot of different past lives. And you know what, honestly, I'm also getting a past life in Lemuria. I'm getting 2 past lives, so I feel you are a very old soul. You've been here since the beginning of time. You have existed at lower densities and in other dimensions, and you also have the ability to channel things from other dimensions. So please use that. And I feel, again, you're meant to affect the collective in some shape, way, form. So the more you step into your own witchiness, the more you embrace your darkness, because I feel a lot of your power also comes from the darkness, and that's not a bad thing. And you're very much here to clear out whatever residual karma you accumulated in the past life. For some reason, I'm also realizing that time is sort of a factor here. So I feel you may procrastinate a lot, so stop procrastinating and just do what you have been put on this earth to do. And the more you embrace your quirks, the more you embrace your weirdness, the more you embrace your darkness, is what I want to say. The more you embrace your darkness and know that you're still very lovable, and you can still use the darkness for something good. And and I feel a lot of people may have even villainized you just so they would feel okay about the horrible things they have done to you. All of this is also coming from the past life. It's giving me very Burn the Witch. But your goal is to make your inner child happy in this life. Your goal is to make your inner child feel very, very proud, because you very much retain this tenderness within you, regardless of what happens. And I feel your magical powers will also very much go up. And pay attention to the birds, especially crows, ravens. They definitely have messages for you, and they are your rather very, very old friends, So you're not alone. I feel a lot of you may be very alone right now, but you know that you are held, you're protected, and you're loved. And just know that you're truly protected to do whatever you want to do, and you will be held regardless. No one will truly be able to sabotage your name, because I feel there are a lot of people in this present life trying to sabotage you, but it's only going to reveal to other people their own insecurities and just how hateful they truly are, So I feel there has been a lot of projections onto you. I'm also picking up a lot of queer energy, so you may identify as being queer. So just know that even your queerness has reason. You're meant to revolutionize things. I want to shuffle more tarot and see how is this bitchy past life affecting you. How is this bitchy past life? So we have the World card, 2 of Swords, 9 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, 9 of Wands, and we have 8 of Cups. So yes, you're very much here to complete some very heavy karmic cycles, and just know that the more you embrace your darkness, the more you embrace who you truly are, the road will open up to you. And the way for you to find your path is not by your intellect. You may be very intelligent, yes, but the answers you need, only your intuition can guide you. And the more you learn to follow your intuition, and not just follow, but firstly trust your intuition. I feel a lot of y'all are highly psychic. The way you will find your path is not how everyone else does. And I feel a lot of y'all may not even do like a very conventional job, or even if you're doing a conventional job, you're not happy because you have a very specific job that you have been put on this earth to do. And you're definitely my healers. And despite having a very feminine vibe to you, in this life, you're meant to do. You're meant to have action. You're meant to be rather in your divine masculine, because I feel you have the intelligence, you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom. And I feel a lot of y'all may feel you don't know enough. But let me tell you, you won't even get more knowledge till you start sharing what you have already learned, because you know enough, even if you don't feel that way. So that message is definitely for someone here in pile number 3. So the more you embrace who you truly are, the road will open up to you. And I feel you're very weary in this life. And I don't even blame you for being weary. I feel a lot of bad things have happened to you over here. I feel a lot of pain. I'm seeing a lot of pain over here. I'm seeing you've had to fight people who are supposed to love you, people who are supposed to protect you, and you had to protect yourself from them. And that itself can be one of the most difficult things any human being has to do. So just know all of it will make sense, and none of your suffering has gone to waste. You know, there is a lot of glory in your suffering, whether you see it right now or not. And everything that has happened to you has sort of built the stage for the next great thing for you to step into. You know, you have very much accumulated a lot of lessons on the way, and you may feel very tainted at times, or even dirty because of all the things you've had to experience. But I want you to know that you still retain your purity. You still retain your beautiful, loving heart. So definitely work a lot on your self-esteem and just feeling complete within yourself. That is really coming here very strongly. And the more you do this, the more you step into doing, the easier it will be for you to walk away from things. So I would say what my biggest advice for pile number 3 would be, you need to focus on getting things done. For example, if you have a very huge task in front of you, for example, if you want to attempt to do like 500 crunches in a day, start your 500 crunches by a set of 50. You know, you do 50 crunches, then you do 50 again. So focus on a smaller aspect of the bigger whole and try to reach the smaller goal. And it becomes easier to repetitively do that to reach your final destination. You know, so I feel a lot of you may feel very impulsive, and a lot of you may even feel like you should already be at a certain level, but you are exactly where you need to be. So don't try to bypass any of this. And I feel a lot of y'all may even had some very close encounters to death. But you're not going to die in this life till you've completely fulfilled what you have been put on this earth to do. So you better not be wasting time, and you better not be wasting this reincarnation and just basically wasting all this wisdom that you've worked so hard in your past life to gain. Because you do have a lot to give, and I feel a lot of y'all are meant to affect the collective in a very grand way. You're meant to be seen. And I'm saying this again, pile number 3. Your path to success, your path to nirvana, samadhi, liberation, to God, will not be through your eyes. It is going to be through your intuition. So I just want you all to know, pile number 3, you don't have to keep doing what everyone else is doing just to survive. The more you step into your authenticity, the more you start showing people who you truly are. And the more you allow your ancestors to guide you, because your ancestors are also coming off very heavily in this reading. The more you allow them to guide you and know that you will be held regardless of not knowing what's going to happen next, it's going to bring in the prize for you. It's not only going to bring you the money that you need, but also the love that you very much have been seeking, because in your past life you didn't really get love, and at the end what I'm getting is you were ostracized, you were running, and you sort of had to settle on the outskirts. And I feel a lot of you may just naturally feel very comfortable being rather alone in this life than to be with people. And just know that that is also coming from your past life. But what you need to do is, you need to trust your third eye more. You need to trust your intuition more, because you're very much being guided here. And you are carrying with you the sword of truth. Yeah, like I was saying, you're very much carrying with you the sword of truth, and you have the stuff it takes to go all the way. You know, you're not afraid to go into places that most people are afraid. I don't think you've ever really cared for conformity, especially when you were younger. Maybe now that you've grown a little older, you may feel the need to conform, but don't. Let me tell you, please, do not even try to conform, because you'll be wasting your time. You're meant to shine in your authenticity and your truth. And you're meant to dispel illusions, not just for yourself and for other people. And that is what is going to truly help you to walk away from a lot of the ignorance that you've had to face, a lot of torment of other people that they have put on you, because they couldn't live in their authenticity. So you truly need to step into your authenticity and know that it is okay to let your guard down, because you will be able to trust the right people, and you will know who to trust when. You won't be repeating the same kind of mistakes, because you're already clearing a whole lot of karma, which wasn't even your fault, to be very honest. Shuffle some oracle. See any additional messages. The vulnerability card fell out. So I feel a lot of y'all are also meant to work with your throat chakra. A lot of y'all are meant to speak your truth and not really give a damn if you're ruffling some feathers. Okay, we have two cards, we take them. We have vulnerability and root chakra. So the vulnerability card reads, when we are truly honest with ourselves in all our facets, we are vulnerable. That honesty is an important step in discovering our shadow and bringing them into light for healing. When we share our vulnerabilities with others, we allow them a glimpse to a deeper part of ourselves. Be vulnerable with yourself and others. It may be a time for you to step into the role of a healer and hold space. Holding space means being fully present without judgment, in a way that provides a safe and a nurturing environment. Here guards are dropped, a deeper level of awareness and relating can unfold, and profound healing can take place. So like I said, you felt you couldn't trust a lot of people, and I don't even blame you. But you have the ability to heal yourself and know that you aren't tainted. You're very much complete and full within yourself, and you have always been very deserving of love. And you are complete regardless of what is happening for you externally. And that very much has to do with security, and we have the root chakra, which makes sense. This image speaks of finding home within yourself. Did I just say that? This image speaks of finding home within yourself, a sense of deep inner peace and a strong sense of grounding and being centered. Here you can fly free from the grips of survival into a place of thriving. There is trust, connection to community, and you can rely on others and joyfully understand your responsibility in return. You are held and have a strong foundation for all aspects of your life. With your guard down, you have the tools to ride the waves if you need. Everything is okay. So I think you just need to realize how truly powerful you are, and even if you have difficulties, they're just meant to help you grow. And nothing is beyond your jurisdiction. Nothing is truly beyond your jurisdiction here. You are the boss. You have the power. So I feel a lot of y'all just need to start calling your power back to yourself, and divine timing is very much at play over here, so just know that the right people will come in for you. So keep your hope high, especially in the darkness that you're experiencing right now, because I am sensing a lot of heavy energies. So the more you transmute your pain and elevate, the closer you will be to attracting the right kind of people. And even then, you will be an entity within yourself. You will still very much be a powerhouse, regardless of who or who isn't around you. And that is very damn powerful. Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number 3s. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My Instagram handle and my email ID are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you.